Previously on Sims Survivor. After Shrikumar's elimination at Tribal Council, the remaining 6 Castaways competed in their next immunity challenge. At the immunity challenge, Axel won his 3rd immunity in a row, securing himself safety. At Tribal Council, after yet another tie vote, Kaylee unfortunately became the 6th member of the jury. 5 Castaways remain, who will be voted out next. Hello everyone, welcome to part 1 of our 3-part finale. We are officially on episode 18. Unfortunately, Kaylee was eliminated at the last Tribal Council. She was a great contender in the game, but unfortunately, the tribe just got rid of her. It was a close vote though, and now we're left with Liana, Axel, Lucas, Marie, and Roger. One of those 5 will win Season 2. It's a bit of a disbelief to say that because it feels like just yesterday all the Castaways were beginning the game, and now we're officially on day 35. We're only a few days away from finding out who is going to win. Be sure to comment your predictions down below. I have mine for sure, but I'm going to keep them to myself because I have a bit more information about the relationships than is obviously known and where that secret idol is. Today is the last episode where idols can be played, so it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to come into effect. Without further ado, let's get into this episode. Despite a close vote at Tribal Council, Marie is still in the game, and her and Roger are the last remaining duo in the season. So a huge props to them. They did what the other 9 couples could not do, so a huge congrats to them once again. And Roger is officially the last remaining Polu tribe member, so he's surrounded by just Savai at this point. Definitely may not be an advantage to him, but as we've seen in previous votes, Axel, Liana, they're willing to flip. You just gotta watch out for Lucas. Lucas is Savai strong, but I think Roger is not as dead in the water as first glance may appear him to be. Axel and Lucas, 2 powerhouses who are still in this game. Lucas did not need to use his idol at Tribal Council last night, so he has it going into this final 5 vote. Axel has won the last 3 Tribal Councils in a row, like their immunity challenges, so we don't fully know where he stands socially with the rest of the tribe. Based on his votes, I would say not that good, so I think he needs to keep his immunity streak. If he brought that immunity win all the way to the end of the game, he would be a very strong contender to win. He is 1 away from setting the record for this series. Liana is in the wild card position in this final 5 simply due to the fact that Axel and Lucas, they're clear, obvious threats. But Liana has played a very strong game, but she hasn't been sneaky about it. She hasn't been completely out in the open about it. So I think she's definitely still a contender for the win, and people need to be wary of that because she could make it all the way to the end and have the votes to win. So she's someone to look out for, and she's in the middle position right now. She has Lucas on Axel on one side, I've already said, and Roger and Marie. So it's up to her ultimately where she wants to go. It's her game to win or lose. I think Roger definitely showed his cards though at Tribal Council. He was willing to vote out Kaylee, and he did, to keep his sister in the game. That is something these final 3, the other 3 contenders, have to be wary about because they can build relationships with him, but he's not going to keep them in the game. If they want to be like Kaylee and go onto the jury, go ahead, trust him, work with him. But Roger is a dangerous player at this point. He has no allegiances to anyone but Marie, and he will vote out anyone but Marie, so not a place you want to be in if you want to go to the end with him. If provided the opportunity to do so, I'm intrigued to see if Marie will take revenge on Axel for targeting her at Tribal Council. It would be a big move and a great thing to add to her resume if successful, but it would be dependent on Axel not winning this immunity challenge. I think we've waited long enough, so I think it's important to see who is going to be guaranteed a spot to the Final Four. Hello everyone, welcome to your next immunity challenge. Axel, I'm going to have to take back the immunity necklace. Immunity is back up for grabs. Before we begin, I'm going to quickly explain how today's challenge is going to work. Today's competition is called Frog Logs, and here's how it's going to work. One at a time, each castaway will reach into their frog log, attempting to find a frog. Whomever, after everyone's done all their searching, has found the frog worth the highest amount will win immunity. In the event of a tie, we will go to a tiebreaker, in which they will look for frogs again, and we will keep doing so until we have a winner. Without further ado, let's get to the challenge. First up, we have Liana. And Liana has found a sun surfer frog, which is worth 125 simoleons. Next up, we have Axel. And Axel has found an eggplant whirl frog, which is worth 100 simoleons. That is not enough to beat Liana. Next up is Lucas. He needs to currently beat a score of 125. And Lucas has found an eggplant frog, which is worth 10 simoleons. That is not enough. Liana is still in the lead. Next up, we have Marie. And Marie has found a striped eggplant frog, which is worth 10 simoleons. Liana is still in the lead. Finally, we have Roger. He needs to beat a score of 125 to win immunity. And Roger has found a tiger frog, which is worth 35. That is not enough to beat Liana's score. Congratulations, Liana. You have won immunity and will be guaranteed a spot in the Final Four. As for the rest of you, one of you will be the 7th member of our jury. That's all I have left to say. Head back to camp. Unfortunately for Axel, he was not able to secure his 4th immunity in a row. Tonight is going to be a test for him. He needs to see if his social game can keep him in the game. It's great to win all these immunities, but if you don't have the connections, you aren't going to win the game first and foremost, but you won't even get to the finals to even be considered the winner. So he definitely needs to do some fighting, or else he's going to become the 7th member of the jury. Time will tell. A huge congratulations to Liana, of course. She is the first person confirmed in our Final Four. We know Lucas has a hidden immunity idol, but it hasn't been played yet, yada yada yada. But Liana is going to be in the Final Four. She is one step closer to the end of this game. I'm really proud of her. I think Liana's played a great game so far this season, and to see her getting closer to the end is phenomenal. I think she would be a great representation of the season. She's fought hard, she's played hard, and I think it's going to be interesting to see who's going to accompany her in the Final Four. So, definitely going to be a lot going on today. We're going to have to pay attention to the conversations, because once again, one conversation can dictate your stance in this game. If I were in this game, I would use this tribal council as an opportunity to split up Roger and Marie. If you take both of them to the Final Four, those are two people who aren't going to vote for each other, and they're going to split the vote between the other two people. So I think if you want a guaranteed spot and you want to better your chances of making it to the end of this game, get rid of one of them now. Otherwise, you are putting yourself at risk. You're putting a roadblock that will prevent you from getting further into this season. So definitely something people need to watch out for. I'm baffled by the fact that they haven't been split up already. It's a huge testament to their social gameplays, but the other three, Lucas, Liana, Axel, you need to do something about it. While the other castaways may be setting their sights on splitting up Marie and Roger, I'm intrigued to see who they're going to target. Is going to have a big play over who goes home, because if they choose to put their votes on Lucas, I don't think that's going to be good for them, because Lucas has an idol. Someone else has an idol. We don't know who yet. I wonder if that's going to come into play as well. We could see possibly no votes count at Tribal Council. That would be a bit unexpected, but definitely not out of the question. Liana is in the driver's seat at this point. She's gone from being in the middle to, she's still in the middle kind of, but she has the reins over this vote. She can either work with Marie and Roger and get herself to the final three with them, or she can go with Lucas and Axel. It's anybody's guess right now which one she's going to pick, but it's great that she has that option. It just shows the volumes of her social game. But will her strategic game come to the forefront as well? Hello everyone, welcome to your next Tribal Council. Before we begin, we're going to first bring in the members of our jury. Christian, Dylan, Enzo, Kiana, Shrikumar, and Kaylee, who was voted out at the last Tribal Council. After 36 days in this game, either Axel, Lucas, Marie, or Roger will be the 7th member of the jury. Without further ado, let's get to the vote. Liana, you're up first. I will now go tally the votes. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and they would like to use it, now would be the time to do so. Lucas has chosen to use his hidden immunity idol on himself. All votes cast against Lucas will not count. And Liana has chosen to use the hidden immunity idol. I'll insert the clip right here. She did find the secret idol that I've been hiding from y'all. She has chosen to use her idol on Axel. All votes cast against Axel will not count. Once the votes have been read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the Tribal Council area immediately. First vote, Lucas does not count. Lucas does not count. Axel does not count. Marie, that's one vote Marie. Roger, that's one vote Marie, one vote Roger. We have a tie. So how this is going to work, everyone besides Marie and Roger will now go cast their votes. Liana, you're up first. I will now go tally the votes. First vote, Marie. Roger, that's one vote Marie, one vote Roger, one vote left. 16th person voted out, and the 7th member of our jury, Marie, that's 2, that's enough. Please come bring me your torch. Marie, the tribe has spoken. Congratulations on making it to the final 4. The only thing that stands between you and your chance to plead your case to the jury is one Tribal Council. Get some rest, head back to camp. And that concludes part 1 of our season finale. I'm really kind of shocked that Marie was the one taken out, but Liana chose this opportunity to split up the duo and get rid of her. I'm starting to think maybe it kind of was a good idea, because now they have someone who, if he doesn't win final immunity, Roger is the odd one out. He's the only one who's not an original Savai, so that might help her chances to making it to the end. I don't know what the logic was, but an interesting idol play. We saw both idols being played, and they were played effectively, or else those people would have been in danger. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. We have 2 more episodes left in this season until we find out who is going to win. Be sure to comment below who you think is going to make it to the final 3. And without further ado, I'll see you next time.